If you didn't know by now, it's going down this Saturday in one of the biggest MMA cards ever at Madison Square Garden. It is UFC 205. Opening the pay-per-view main card against Raquel Pennington is Miesha Tate. Thank you for joining us today, Miesha.
It's my pleasure.
How does it feel to be on the Madison Square Garden card finally?
Oh, it's amazing. It's awesome. I mean, honestly, I can't really put words to it because, fighting at Madison Square Garden, I think is a dream of every, competitive athlete like the position that I'm in. I would obviously wanted to fight here for a really long time. I did an interview a couple years ago saying that once it was legalized here in New York that I wanted to be on that card.
Oh, yeah.
Here now it's happening, so I'm stoked.
So I got to step away just real quick. I just need to know, did you vote last night?
Yeah, I did vote, yes.
I know back in May you were leaning towards Trump, especially because she did not like Ronda Rousey, and you were totally okay with that. Did you still lean that way?
Yeah.
Did your guy win?
Yeah, I'm more happy that, it's kind of the better of two,
The lesser of two evils.
You can say evils. It's okay.
If I had to pick, that I'm not disappointed that it went that way.
All right. Well, over here in California, we had, you still vote in Nevada, right?
Right.
Well, in California, we had weed on the ballot. We had porn stars, whether or not they should be allowed to wear condoms on the ballot. We had ammunition on the ballot. Did you guys have anything weird on your ballot?
Yeah, we had a lot of gun regulation stuff. I think that was the biggest thing. And also, weed was also on the ballot and things like that. So I think it's pretty similar. Don't recall the porn star thing on the ballot.
Obviously, your last fight didn't quite go your way. I read that you actually drove from Kansas City back to L.A. and then up to Washington, like trying to clear your head. Or I also read somewhere that you didn't remember the fight. So were you just trying to get yourself into a better frame of mind? Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, I just want to take some time to do a little soul searching and have a little time for myself. I think that's good to do every once in a while. I think more people should do it, take off on a road trip or go somewhere and have some solitary time. And, I just don't remember much of the fight because obviously I had a heavy concussion in it, so I don't remember it in the fight. I mean, it's like a memory lapse essentially. I was partially knocked out, so, and trying to function, but it just, cognitively I wasn't there most of the fight.
I don't want to remember that fight. In my head, you're still champ.
Thanks.
Where did you drive to in Washington? My folks live up there.
Oh, I drove actually up through like Goldendale and Yakima, the Tri-Cities, and I drove up to Spokane.
Okay.
And all around mostly the east side, but I did grow up on the west side.
I did the
actually
west
went
side.
to the Gorge. I went to Watershed.
Okay, yeah, all right. Now I've done that drive too. I did all the way up to Port Angeles. Was a nice, beautiful drive.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So you coached Rocky on your season of The Ultimate Fighter, but said recently you're not sure what to expect. Why don't you think that you have what to expect, even though you coached her?
It's an 8-week reality TV show, and they show up, mostly with the skill sets that they already have. And it was a long time ago. It's been, about almost 3 years, at least 3 years ago now? Fighters are constantly evolving, so it's not like it was a very recent thing. So I imagine that she's gotten better. She's changed things. She's taken certain things out of her game, and she's added new things. So, you can't go in there thinking that you know everything about a fighter, regardless of, even if you have coached or worked with them before, we have trained together before, you just never know. They're going to prepare differently, and a fight is different than training. It really is. It's very different. So I can't imagine that I know everything or that I'm prepared for it all. You always have to be prepared for what you think what you're not prepared for.
Expect the unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
So is this the first time that a fighter has fought one of their coaches? I thought I was trying to research on this, and I think the only thing I found were close was Matt Hamill and Tito Ortiz, right? They fought, or is this the first one?
That's a good question. You guys probably be able to answer that better than me. I'm not aware of any that has, but I can't say that I've followed it to that every season to that degree that closely.
Oh, that's awesome. So, again, it's going down on Saturday, UFC 205 at Madison Square Garden. Miesha Tate taking on Raquel Pennington. It's going to be an amazing card. It's the first time UFC has been at Madison Square Garden in New York City. So it's history in the making. And we've talked to you before, Miesha. We've asked you about the bear versus pterodactyl. So instead of that, Dodge came up with another question for you today.
All right. Obviously, there's some names out there that you always get asked about and always end up with a whole big line of questioning about. So we kind of wanted to throw a little spin on it. And we're doing the MSK, but obviously this is radio, so we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to do marry, fight, kiss, and your three choices are Ronda, Cyborg, Amanda Nunes.
I would marry Amanda Nunes. I would fight Ronda Rousey. I guess I would kiss Cyborg. That's interesting.
And there you have it. All right, good deal. Well, Miesha Tate, you've always been one of my favorite fighters. I wish you the best of luck this Saturday in your match up against Raquel Pennington at UFC 205 at Madison Square Garden. We know you got a busy day. I know you just finished a photo shoot. We know you got stuff to do, but thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it.
Anytime.